Evening, lads. Welcome to the office. It's late. It's about 7:30. I've been in here all day just chipping away at some wedding films, and I've reached the point where I'm kind of up to just music curation. So what I'm thinking is I'll throw some AirPods in, go for a walk down Newcastle and do a bit of a night sort of street shoot, which I've never actually done here in Newcastle. I've shot engagements and stuff, and most of my photography in Newcastle gets done during the day, so I haven't really seen it too much at night since I was about 21. So it should be interesting. Let's take the camera out. I've only got two lenses with me. I've got the 15-35 and the Helios 44. Let's see what we can come up with. Okay, we're back, and I've got to be totally honest with you. Newcastle sucks for night photography. I'm just being real. I'm not saying that just because I'm comparing it to all the stuff that I've done overseas. It's just there's not much happening. Like, I think everyone in Australia is in bed by about 8:30. So there's not much light, which you kind of need for night photography, but we'll run through it. So I'll set you up with a screen record here. I've never actually gone through my photo editing process with anyone, so this is new for both of us. I've got a preset pack that I built when I was in Paris. I don't sell it. This isn't a plug. I'm just telling you this is what I do. So a lot of these are named after places that I really like in Paris. Monbet, Chateau de Monbet. So that was from when I shot a wedding down south of France in Bayonne. Montparnasse is where we stayed for the month. And then you've got Odette, which I really like. And Montparnasse Neon, which was the preset that I made when I made all those videos in Paris about the neon lights. So that's what I was expecting here. You're not getting that, if that's what you're here for. These photos are nowhere near that level. So down here, near Bar Mellow, I was really hopeful that I'd get some cool sort of street shots with lots of drag shutter to get all these lights coming through of all the traffic. Now, I was sort of underprepared. I'm not saying that you should use an ND filter at night, but what you're going to get here is, as you can see in this image, these starbursts of these lights. So that tells me that I'm at a ridiculously high aperture. I'm really stomped down. Let me get off the info here. So I'm shooting at 30th of a second, f/18 ISO 100. So I'm trying to really stomp that down because I'm doing such a massively long drag shutter. But as always, just chuck it in black and white and it looked pretty cool. Here you go. This is probably one of the more interesting ones, I guess you'd say, that I could probably whack in color just to give you an example. So this is 30-second exposure as well, f/18. And the only reason this is slightly interesting is because of this bus that went past and actually gave me some lights. You can bring it back a bit, like you can drop the exposure down, but these lights just don't pop through. It doesn't matter what you do to the color, it's not really going to save it. It's not an overly interesting image. I thought it would be cooler, but it's just not. So moving on. So I chucked the Helios on, hoping to get some inspiration from somewhere. So these neon lights, that's kind of what most people gravitate towards when you're doing a night shoot, myself included. So this Montparnasse Neon one I made it to have a bit of a green tint to it because I really like that sort of grungy night feel that you get, like think the Batman, like that sort of a green tint gives sort of a cinematic feel to things, I guess. And it's probably a bit much, but so there's that one. That's not too bad. We're moving on. Sourced vintage, sick vintage clothes store down here on Hunter Street. I really like neon light. If you didn't have neon light for street photography, you'd kind of be lost. Yeah, that's mad. I like that. The Helios 44 is really good for something like this. I shot everything at f2, and because of that lens, you get these flares, so it really lends itself to night street photography and stuff like this. I really like this street art near the university. This tint is wild. Let's back that off, brighten it up a little bit, drop the shadows a tad, crop it portrait, I think, because there's just too much information off to the sides. It doesn't really matter. The only thing I will say with the Helios is it can be a bit flat because of the way that it's been made. Like the color gets sucked out, so you do have to put a lot of color back into this thing. But that's the look you're going for. That one's not too bad. Let's change this up. Just straight up Monbet. Monbet's probably like, I would say my cleanest sort of look, because I did create it for a wedding, so it needed to be kind of timeless. So all the colors are reasonably accurate. I really like that in color. A little bit of contrast. What else can we do? Turn the oranges up just a bit, make them pop. And we are going to crop, because there's some information that doesn't need to be here. You want it on the top third. The Civic Theatre, you want your eye to draw there with the leading lines to run through the image. Duplicate that and do it in black and white again. This is my Noir preset. I use this, called it Noir because it's our favourite coffee shop in Paris. I don't know the arrondissement that it's in, but it's kind of like on the way up to Montmartre. Civic, this is just way too green, Braden. What are you doing? I'm like speed editing these because I do have to get back to work. Here we go. This is one of the places that I thought was going to be mad, but it kind of didn't. Slap. Pretty sure it's like a Japanese restaurant over near the Babylon, which I had high hopes for because of the lanterns, but it just didn't really hit, if I'm being H. I thought this one might look alright in black and white. Kind of moody. You can tell I was not really that inspired with Newcastle. I feel like I'm being harsh, but genuinely, like, I'm walking around going, where's the light? There's no light. Nothing's open. Granted, it's a Monday night. I'm not expecting it to be like thriving, but there was just nothing open, man. That's it. I don't even know how many that was. That's 11 photos. This could be the quickest video ever. So as I'm saying this, I'll just roll them over the screen for you and you can have a look. Yeah, I'm just going to say I really kind of disappointed in Newcastle, if I'm being honest. I had higher hopes for this little night shoot walk. I thought there'd be a lot more neon. This wasn't. It's fine. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. If you have any questions about this stuff, let me know. I love doing this stuff. It's pretty rare that I actually get the opportunity to go out and do this stuff. Like, I only snuck an hour in to do this. And it was only because I was listening to music at the same time, where I can like sort of double this stuff up. But yeah, if you want to see more stuff like this, let me know. Or if you've got any questions about how I edit photos, more than happy to answer. Drop them below. That's it for me. See you in the next one. Slainte Mhath.